Hey guys, what's going on? It's Mark with Spiguyver Backpacking. Thanks for joining me today. I am down here in Texas, in San Antonio for work. And I got off work today and decided, got my backpack in my bag, let's go grab it, head out for a little bit of a hike, maybe find a couple of trees, throw up a hammock, and talk to you guys a little bit about this Appalachian Ultralight backpack I'm wearing. This is the reach around backpack. And I've been using it for a little while now. I used it yesterday up in Oklahoma. Went out with the family. Took the wife and the boys up to Elk Mountain in the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. And we got to see some cool animals and have a good time climbing. Now I apologize. Today there's going to be a little bit of noise because of that. I don't know if you guys could see that one. But there are some planes flying overhead because I am very, very close to an Air Force base, since that's what I'm here for work for. Look at this cool tree. Very cool tree right here. I really like that tree. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, continue on down this way, find a couple of nice trees, set up a hammock, and talk to you guys about this backpack. So let's do it. All right guys, so what I brought you out here today to see is this new backpack. This is my Appalachian Ultralight Reach Around Pack. It is done in the Dyneema Cuben fiber composite, or the hybrid material. It's a little bit heavier than just the Dyneema fabric that I had on my previous Appalachian Ultralight pack, but it's still super light. So this, let's just get this out of the way. This pack is 4,500 liters, has some outside pockets, and weighs in at 13¼ ounces total. All right, so well under a pound, and it gets you a lot of storage and a lot of different storage options on it. So let's talk about this pack. So the one thing that I didn't like about the last pack was that when you rolled the top, it had a Velcro closure just like this one. It Velcro's shut. Then you would roll it down, and then the sides would go to a line that was inside of the water bottle pocket. So a line would come out, snap to it, and you'd cinch it down. So it'd be cinched down on the two sides. That, at times when you had stuff stuck into those pockets and it got shoved down in there, was kind of a pain. What I like about this one is to just roll it down. And this is awesome because no matter how much you have in there, you can get it so that it's kind of tight. So you push out some of the air, roll it down, and then you take it and you just pull it together and lash it, and there you go. It is together and ready to go. So great closure system. Like I said, it's got these two little pull tabs here. We'll let this plane go over. It's gonna go pretty loud. All right, so it's got these two little pull tabs here that open and close the Velcro, and you just kind of close it up, no big deal. Nice thing on the inside, and I'll show a close-up of this, everywhere that there is a seam, not only are the seams very nicely sewn, but it has tape. So all the seams are taped, and I will be completely honest, you know, Cody, the owner of Appalachian Ultralight, has now been doing this for a little while, and he's kind of got his stuff dialed in. This was his first 2018 pack. We were waiting on the Venom webbing from Ripstop by the Roll. It finally came out, and he got this thing finished up with the Venom webbing on it. But what I will say is the taping and just the finish job of this pack compared to the early Appalachian Ultralight that I had and I did the previous review on. I'll throw it up here. This one is much better put together. The finish is just better. You know, he's learned as he's gone along, and things have just gotten better. So some of the other features of this pack, it has 2 different storage methods on this back panel. So first you have the namesake of this, which is the reach around pack, which is this reach around pocket down here on the bottom. And what's nice about this is even when it's on your back, you can easily reach around and get into this pocket. So if you have snacks or anything that you like to keep with you throughout the day, this is a great place to put those, where you can just reach back and grab them. Maybe you know that it's about to rain that day, and so you have a poncho or a rain jacket in there that you can just kind of grab and pull out, even though to put a rain jacket on, you'd have to take off the pack. Some ponchos you can throw on over the pack, so you might want to have that in there. Snacks, so that you can snack throughout the day, maybe your lunch, if you do lunch on the go. Lots of different things you can throw in here. And then up top, it has the lash system with the shock cord, and it's great for throwing wet gear or jackets that you've taken off and you don't want to completely open up the pack, restuff stuff. Just shove the jacket in there. Actually, yesterday, while I was out in the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge with my family, I took my jacket off, had it in here. A few minutes later, my son took his sweatshirt off, I threw it in there. So that was all on the outside. Another thing that you can do, I'll let this plane go over as well. Told you were gonna have to bear with me with the jets today, but all right. Another thing that you can do back here is anything that's wet. So if you have a tarp that's wet that you want to kind of let it dry, or you don't want it in with the rest of your stuff, you can lash it out here, and that works really well. Now it has water bottle pockets outside as well. So here's a water bottle. Fits smart water bottles really, really well. You can put them in there, pull them out without having to stop. Just reach over, grab them. And you still have access to the reach around pocket. So they're 2 separate pockets. They're not attached at all. You've got the reach around pocket and you've got your water bottle pocket, one on either side. Now the thing with the one on your right hand side is it also has this little shock cord loop here that's adjustable. It has a line lock here, and it's tied off on this side, that you can use for poles. So if you have trekking poles and you want to stow them in there, you can put them in right here. I'm actually using my my selfie stick for my GoPro. So I had my GoPro down in the water bottle pocket and was able to reach back, grab it, take it out, and use it. So on the opposite side, which would be on my left-hand side, you've got the water bottle pocket, the reach around, and then you've got this pocket here, which is great for a phone and anything else that you want to try and keep a little bit waterproof, and maybe some of those items that you kind of throw in there at the beginning of the trip and only rarely get them out, ID, wallet, that type of stuff. It does have a waterproof zipper, and with it being the cuben fiber, this should be a fairly watertight pocket. Now, Cody does not guarantee that it is waterproof, but it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be better than leaving it in your front pocket of your jeans. Going to the panel that touches your back, you have a little tiny carry loop here, and then you've got this shock cord, and that shock cord is used to hold parts of a sleeping pad that becomes kind of a backrest. Z-rest ones work really good. You can use 2 panels, 4 panels, or 6 panels folded so that they're too wide. Work really good. I've got some, and I've used them in the past, and will use them again. But you don't need them. I think the recommendation is anytime you're going over 20 or 25 pounds, use that, and that's going to get you there. Now, I did want something with a little bit more padding this time, and while the shoulder pads are just a little bit wider, they have the daisy chain on them, which is the Venom, which is very flexible, very lightweight. They're made of the 3D mesh, and so while it's not truly padding, it does provide a little bit of padding. And then, unlike the first pack I got from them, which just had the 1-inch webbing strap belt, I went with the 3D mesh padded with a pocket on the right hand side, and this pocket's big enough I can put my mic stuff in there. You could put a knife and a headlamp or whatever else you need, snacks, whatever. And then on the other side you have the Venom webbing with daisy chains, so you could actually attach something to that if you wanted to, maybe some additional pockets if that's what you needed. Now, the one thing I will say I have noticed, big difference on the shoulder straps is the way that they're attached. So now they're attached via these D-rings, and so it's a webbing strap, 1-inch webbing with the D, and then two, 3/8-inch pieces of webbing that connect it so that the shoulder strap can actually move to the sides to accommodate wider shoulders. And that works really well. Now, the one thing that I will say is I have seen times where instead of this being as a D, it gets rotated around and is long ways. And if you have one that's long ways and one that's not, it kind of messes with your settings, messes with where your stuff is, not by a lot, but by a little bit. And so that's something to watch out for and just be aware of. Now, adjustments are made via a line and a line lock. So pretty easy to adjust either way. Just pull the line lock. If it's on you, just pull the line lock up a little bit and pull either direction, and it adjusts pretty easy. The hip belt adjusts just like any normal hip belt would, and it adjusts on both sides, same as just about any other out there, with the exception of some of those being the 4-point systems. But this is my new pack, and so far I really, really like it. Very comfortable. The changes that he made to this one over the last one that I had, subtle but substantial. Enough that I really, really appreciate it and like this one a whole lot more, and I think this one's going to last a whole lot longer with the hybrid cuben fiber fabric. Okay, so keep in mind right now that this thing is not fully loaded, doesn't have a whole lot in there. It's got some quilts and a couple of other things in here, but not a lot, not very heavy. Real easy to put on, real easy to get right. You know, just make sure that those D's are the way that you want them. The waist strap, and then you've got a sternum strap. And the cool thing about the sternum strap is on this side it has the elastic, so that even if you've got it a little bit too big, it'll stretch and pull it in there. Now, I usually put some shock cord on some of these daisy chains to put my water bottles in here. Now, I probably will still add one for water bottles, but I'm going to add an attachment for my camera here so that I have it kind of at the ready all the time. So here's the cool thing about this pack, and that is this reach around pocket. So no matter what's in there, I can reach pretty much all the way across there with either hand, reach in here, get this. I can still reach in, grab my water bottle, get that out, put it back in. But this reach around really does let you get to stuff while you're hiking if you need it. So really cool. Got the pocket here, get stuff in, no problem. And this one is just, wow, so much more comfortable than the last one. This 3D mesh really is good, but the 3D mesh on the hips is what I really, really appreciate. So there you go, guys. My Appalachian Ultralight reach around pack. Really a big improvement over last year's model that I had, and I'm super happy with it. So if you guys are in the market for a very lightweight, customizable 35 or 45 liter option, or some of the smaller ones that he has, check out Appalachian Ultralight. The stuff that Cody's doing is pretty much top notch. Everyone who's seen this one has been super impressed with it. The way it carries, I've been super impressed with it. I'm gonna get it out on a lot of trips this year, so keep checking in to see how this thing fares and my thoughts of it after time. You know, over time, how does it handle? How does it hang in there? How does it stay together? So those are the things we'll be checking out over time, but for now, super impressed with it. Check it out if you haven't already. I thank you guys for joining me today. It's a beautiful day, so I'm gonna go ahead and chill for a little while here in the hammock. I'll see you guys down the trail. Thanks.